Alright guys, what's going on? Sorry for the long delay in video uploads. Just so you know, I've been going through a little bit of surgery recovery, but that's for another day. If you want more detailed information, I've made kind of two vlog videos kind of describing the surgery before and after, and kind of followed up with that a little bit with the Uchiha Clan video. Anyway, not what we're talking about today. Today we are given a first impression of a new shooter that's available on Steam Early Access right now called World War III. This game is a first-person squad-based shooter, kind of similar to the Battlefield series, more specifically Battlefield 3 and 4. I just want to talk about a little bit what I liked about the game, what I didn't like about the game, and where I can see the most improvements that could be made for the game. So starting off with what I like the most, I think the best thing that this game has going for it right now is its gunsmith, or the gun customization. If you've played Ghost Recon Future Soldier, I believe that game came out, I want to say 2010, 2011, I may be wrong. It had one of the best gun customizations that I've ever seen. It literally lets you pick apart almost every piece of a gun and customize it to your heart's content, and that's what they've done with World War III to a similar extent. You can take apart pieces of the gun, you can look around and see how it looks, and you also get detailed information on what each one of those pieces do, such as the scopes or the triggers and stuff like that. And it actually looks really cool because you can rotate and take a look at the gun too and see what it looks like in like a third world perspective. So it's actually pretty cool and one of my favorite features because it lets you customize your weapon for any type of situation or however playstyle you choose. To counteract that, what I didn't like, I don't like how you can't customize while in matches. That's a little concerning, and it honestly kind of breaks the flow of combat sometimes. If you've customized an engagement for like long range, but you end up in like a mid-range or close quarters map, and you have guns with the 4x or 8x scope and bipod and stuff like that, and you can't really change it up. You kind of have to switch to another weapon, which I guess in that regard, you could just customize different weapons to handle that type of situation. But everyone's going to have their favorite gun and gun that they love to use. So I found like that's something they can improve on, is to allow you to customize your gun in the middle of matches, kind of like how Battlefield does it, or not necessarily Call of Duty, but more so Battlefield, how it allows you to you know, add and remove attachments and stuff like that. I think that's something that World War III can benefit from. Next up is the overall netcode. From the few games that I played, the netcode is solid. I didn't have a lot of lag issues. When the game first came out of early access, or came into early access, sorry, there was a bunch of lag issues and server concerns. It was really hard to get into a match. It was hard to connect to the server, and it had some identification issues too, but those have been ironed out with the continuous updates, which is good. It's good to see progress like that in early access, so you know the devs actually do care about the game, and they're going to be updating it to make it more optimized. So that's something I really do enjoy. And since the updates, I haven't had too many problems connecting to matches. It's been pretty easy to get into a squad and just kind of go into the flow of battle. Another thing that I do like is the gunplay. I feel like it's very solid. It's not as good as Battlefield's gunplay, but it's very, very close to it. Whenever I hit a target, I feel like I'm hitting the target. It's nice to get that hit marker confirmed, and I feel like I down the targets where I aim them. So headshots do, of course, you know, almost insta kill damage. You know, chest shots do moderate damage. Shoot at someone's feet or their legs, gonna do minimal damage. So kind of where you hit the enemy, that's where they're gonna take the most damage and they'll drop. And you kind of get a what's the thing called? You kind of get like a display of whenever you die where you hit the enemy and then where you got hit at, so you can kind of see where your shots landed and where their shots landed, so why you died, how much damage you did to them, stuff like that. I enjoy that feature as well. Vehicles was also in the game, although it was really just a tank. They drive like you expect. You can have up to 3 or 4 people inside the tank. Very powerful, but can be taken out very easily by 3 or 4 infantry that carry RPG, so there is some balance there. What I didn't like the most is, not necessarily I didn't like the game mode, but I don't like the time that the game mode has. So just like Battlefield's Conquest mode, there are points on the map to where you have to capture and hold throughout the game, and it gets to a point with the 2 or 3 maps that they have to where the games are 45 minutes long. That's how long they've been timed. and you'll have people kind of going back and forth between capturing the points. And while it's not a problem in, say, Battlefield or something like that, because the maps are exceedingly large, because you have air support, you've got ground troops, you've got tanks and ATVs and stuff like that, to where there's always movement and you can always find something happening. In Battlefield, World War III, since it's 24 versus 24, and the maps aren't necessarily too big and a lot of points kind of separated on the small map, which is, it sounds a little weird at first, but it gets to a point to where either you capture all the points and you're just kind of waiting for something to happen, or the enemy's captured all the points and you're just kind of running into a meat grinder. And for a game that's the score to win is really high, and to count that with the 45-minute game time, matches last, I think, a little too long, at least in my opinion. I feel like if they cut the time down by like 15 or 10 minutes, or decrease the overall score, you can see matches go by a lot faster. So that's just something that I noticed I didn't really like in terms of the game. It's just the overall time it takes to actually finish a game. I've played a few matches, like I said, but in terms of how many matches I've actually finished, I believe we'll just go off the base of 20 matches that I've played. I think I've finished maybe 9 or 10. Simply because some maps just took way too long and people started to quit, or it got to a point to where the other team just didn't do anything, and so we were just kind of holding all points. There's no gunfire, there's no battles happening, no skirmishes or anything like that, so it just felt very empty. And maybe it's just the maps as well, because I didn't really like any of the maps too much. I felt like they're not terrible, but there's no real remembering. Like, I can't really remember anything from the maps. Like, I couldn't even tell you the names right now. That's just kind of how unforgettable the maps are. But overall, I think World War III can be something special, but it needs polish and it needs a little bit more work in certain aspects. I hope they fix the overall time in the game mode by either adding more expansive maps and points with a higher player count, decreasing the overall time or the overall points needed, and just finding ways to make the gameplay seem a little bit more faster. While the gunfighting is solid, it just doesn't have that speed that you expect with a game like this. But anyways, overall, like I said, the game is solid, especially if you have friends to play with. At a $28 price point, if you're tired of the World War I or World War II setting, and you want something more modern for kind of a discounted price, World War III is a good look. Definitely give it a try, see if you like it yourself. I would recommend at least trying it out with a couple of friends, see if you enjoy it. If not, I mean, it is what it is. But I think the game can be something. It just needs a little bit more polish. If you've played the game, let me know what your thoughts are. If you don't enjoy the game, let me know why. If you do enjoy the game, let me know. If you think this game would be improved in another aspect, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching the video. As always, if you enjoyed, consider liking the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And if you want to support the videos that I do put out, take a look at my Patreon. $1 goes a long way. Anyways, catch you guys in the next video. Later.